Hi Libra, and welcome to your past life tarot reading. This is a timeless tarot reading, so whenever you view this video is when the messages coming through this reading are most relevant to you. All the decks that I'm using and the meaning of their placement in this reading is listed in the description box below if you are interested in that information. So Libra, I am going to try to hone in and get as many details of who you were and what you were doing in this past life that is coming through in this reading. So we're going to start with 3 past life oracle cards to start building the tarot story of your past life. So we have spirituality and religion, orphan, monk or nun. Wow. I don't want to speculate too much on this energy before we build the entire story, because believe me, this is just little remnants until we get all the other cards out. But religion, spirituality played a huge role in your life, and with orphan here, like, this could go 2 ways. You could have been this religious spiritual figure that helped orphaned children, or you could have been orphaned and raised by nuns, monks, a convent of some sort like that. But spirituality and religion definitely played a huge role in the past life that's coming through these cards. So let's pull a court card to see what your zodiac sign was in this past life. And I will say, you guys are my 11th reading. I have Scorpio just after you, and then I'm finished with these past lives, and they have been a huge mixed bag of things coming through. So let's see who you were. What was Libra's zodiac sign in this life? Oh, I fell top. Ooh, Master of Orbs. You were an Aquarius, so you were working with air energy, and with that you were working with the divine masculine of the Aquarian energy. And for many of you, you were a man, because this is, you know, the divine masculine. So if you were a female, I'm not surprised that you would be coming through as a masculine energy, because being orphans, you would really have to fend for yourself and take care of yourself. So either way, you guys, female or male, you were an Aquarius, very intelligent. So nice to see that. Nice to see that. Your challenges just made you quite wise. So let's pull another card to get a sense of, like, your personality, who you were as this Aquarius. And, you know, we'll figure out what your role in this energy was. Were you the orphan? Did you help the orphans? Were you a monk or nun? Or were you raised by the monks and the nuns? The Ice Queen. I think Aries received this actually as well. So Libra, this to me is saying that whatever dreams or ambitions or goals you had for your life, you did not achieve them, and not in a sense of you tried and failed. It's just you never left the thinking, the mental realm of your dreams, your goals, what you wanted to achieve. It could be just, you know, the circumstance that you were born into, and maybe you never had the self-esteem, or just whatever it was, but you never, like, did the action to achieve the dreams of your heart, the ideas in your mind. And there's purpose for that, because whatever you restrained and withheld yourself from in this past life is rewarded in a future life, because the energy builds. Some of you, this could indicate like a romance where, you know, you chose the spiritual path, but there was somebody that you were very much in love with, but you did not act upon that. Okay, so again, as we draw more cards, we'll understand more what that means. Like, what is it that you sacrificed or let go of and didn't act upon, because it's rewarded in a future life. So, and you know, this reading here is relevant to your life now, and that's why it's coming through. So I feel like this reward comes in the life you're living right now. So let's pull to Vintage Wisdom Oracle to look at traits of your, you know, character, who you were, for the good or the bad. Okay, gentleness. So you were a very gentle, kind, humanitarian type of person. Your energy was soft. So with this Ice Queen, I don't feel as though you were cold and isolated from others. That's just something very specific. So, ooh, and dreams, yeah. You had so many things that you wanted to achieve, but you did not allow yourself. Like, you could have, everything was there, but you did not allow yourself. And I feel like at a spiritual level, you wanted to withhold that energy so it could build momentum and build power for more to come, more lives to come, because, you know, your soul goes in cycles, and whatever the holding out of this energy created, there's a huge payoff in this life. Okay, and these are dreams. Also, you probably had like prophetic dreams in this past life. You were very spiritual. You were connected into the spirit realm. I honestly feel like this was, I don't know, I'm feeling like romance, or maybe you were a monk or nun and you had other ambitions and dreams, but you were so dedicated to the religion or your belief system that you set aside all of those, like you self-sacrificed those dreams that you had for, you know, your religion, something along those lines. So let's draw some Dreams of Gaia Tarot. I don't know, I think I got these mixed up, or is it just, yeah, it's just that one that's off kilter. To see what your predominant experiences were here, because you look like a really like kind, gentle soul, honestly, but and quite wise and intelligent, I'll say that as well. We have the Maiden, the Youth, Two of Cups, and Heaven and Earth. Yup, there we have it. What did we withhold from? Love. Why? Because we were some religious figure, and with Maiden and Youth here, orphan, Libra, what I feel, I don't feel that you were the orphan. I feel that you were some figure, some spiritual religious figure that cared for or provided for orphans, because we have Maiden and Youth here. These are like children. This is young energy. And there's two of them here. So right under orphan, you were just a very religious figure, and this is the Two of Cups. There was somebody, Libra, that you were in love with romantically, but you did not pursue that. You did not act upon that because of your vow, your belief, and that's confirmed here with this Heaven and Earth card. Okay, you were very living a life that was all about the spiritual realm, and you saw yourself as a spiritual being in the earth plane, heaven and earth. Okay, so what you refrained from, what you didn't act on, was this love. Instead, you helped children. You devoted a lot of your life and time and energy to helping children. This could even be children in other countries, you know, less fortunate children. Your energy, it was just very gentle, very loving, and you dedicated yourself, your whole life, to this and sacrificed everything else. So Libra, that is why the payoff comes to you, because you sacrificed your whole life for the greater good of others, and you refrained from romantic love and desire because of your vow to your religion. Okay, for whatever position you were in, monk or nun, that's not an acceptable thing. Okay, you are dedicating yourself to God, and you took that very seriously. So any distraction, you would not pursue it. Okay, heaven and earth, like you believed in heaven and hell, and you were going to walk that path no matter what. All right, you were going to be an angel on earth because that was your belief system. So being in love, romantic love, was not part of your vow. Like this was not allowed, and you chose your vow over your romantic feelings. So I see that you walked a really good straight line here. I mean, that's what it's looking like to me. So let's draw some Gypsy cards to get some more information. We have the Doctor. Yep, this is that energy. Caring for others, taking care of others. We have Hope. Yes, restoring hope and faith in the abandoned and the rejected. Consolation. Yeah, your belief in heaven and your soul. It was your consolation. See this angel here? Your belief in heaven and your soul going to heaven opposed to hell was your only consolation for turning away from this romantic love. House. So again, this to me with the orphan card, like you provided some sort of orphanage or sanctuary for, you know, these children. They could have been orphaned, abused, you know, whatever the case is, but it was based upon religion, and you provided this space. You dedicated your whole life to helping children, helping the youth, the rejected, the abused, the left behind, the forgotten. You healed them, you restored them, you put hope back in them, and even though there was somebody that you madly fell in love with, you turned from that. Your consolation was that you will go to heaven, that you fulfilled your spiritual vow and your mission. Wow, that's actually really kind of bittersweet and tragic, but Libra, you were really in love. And you know what else? Because this is monk or nun, what I'm kind of feeling about this is another reason why you really refrained is because whoever you were very much in love with was the same gender as you, okay? Which would make sense, because if you're a monk, you're around men. If you're a nun, you're around women. And I feel as though that's why we have Ice Queen here. For many of you, it was the same gender connection, and you chose your religious belief over that connection. So maybe for some of you watching this, you actually are attracted to the same gender, all right? And maybe in this life, your reward is that you're born into this time and era where it is acceptable, and you no longer have these spiritual vows that don't allow you to explore that love. Because also with this, you know, we have the 2 here. This is twin flame energy. So your twin flame in this life, I feel, was another religious figure that also took the vow. It could have been another person of the same gender, or if you were a female, a nun, it could, you know, be a monk or a priest, or, you know, somebody else that you grew feelings for, and vice versa. But I just feel that you both were in a religious position, and that's why the love could never truly be honest to God, because even when it being homosexual was not really accepted, it still happened. But in this reading, it was your belief in God, your belief in your religion that didn't allow it to happen. That was stronger. You were a God-fearing individual, and you chose the path of, you know, walking with God, and that meant more to you than anything else. But you did fall in love with somebody. You really did. And they were in love with you as well. Like, I think it was mutual. I see twin flame. So in this past life, you weren't able to experience each other romantically, but the reward comes in the life you're living now. So beautiful love stories out there for some Libras this lifetime. That's all I'm saying. So let's pull a Flames card to see where you were at on your soul path with this life. Wow, so we have the 9 of Flames. This here is saying that you were nearing an end of a soul cycle. So what I feel is, for a whole entire cycle of your soul, you were focused on spirituality and religion, and every incarnation you had embodied that in some fashion, some way, to varying degrees. But as you near the end of the cycle, that's going to be the predominant experience of your incarnation, because you're near the end. So it's like all of that energy, and that's where you were. So this life that you're living now is either the wrapping up of all karma and things like that as you complete the cycle, or you are beginning something brand new. And perhaps this life, spirituality and religion is not playing much of a role whatsoever in your life. You might just be a very free spirit where you're not feeling like you need to subscribe to any particular religion or belief system to feel connected to the universe. It's just something that's naturally resonating in your soul in your own way. You have your own connection, your own understanding about life, and it's because you've spent a very long cycle of your soul learning about all religions and all different perspectives of spirituality and ways of being in that aspect, okay? It's like this big lesson of your soul from 1st grade to 12th grade, and you're just about at the end in this life. So Libra, which you're living now, could definitely be a brand new cycle, and it's no longer about spirituality and religion for you. It might finally be about love, romantic love. So let's see what your financial or material path was in this life here. We have the Nine of Crystals. So you had money for sure. And we have 2 nines here. So yeah, definitely near the end of a cycle. So you had a lot of money, Libra. And I think that's why you were able to have this house or this institution where you cared for children, rejected, abandoned, abused, whatever the case was. Like, you had the means to do that. And that's where all your money went. And with 2 nines here, you might want to look up the spiritual angel number 9 or 99 and see what that speaks to you, because there's definitely a significance of that. So let's see at what's going on emotionally. And look at this. We have another 9. Holy crap. Like, wow. So that's 999. So 999 and 999. This is exactly what I said. You really wished and desired for somebody, okay? It was like your wish, your dream. But also, all these cups to me indicates, you know, all the children, like that you devoted your entire life to that. But there was the one, that one that you loved, the one that you wished for, okay? But even though you didn't have that, you were still happy, because providing this safe haven for these children like filled you with so much joy that it was okay for you that you couldn't have this. In fact, you may have viewed your connection and your desire for this other person as like the devil, as temptation, and that's why you really pushed against it, because you wanted to be pure, you wanted to walk in the light. And we have 999, like, man, whoo. So let's pull an Orbs card to see what your biggest challenge was in this life. We have the 7 of Orbs. Yeah, this I think goes back to those of you who really connected to somebody of the same gender. Like, you really struggled with that, because again, it's sinful, it's so against what you stood for, and you really struggled with that. Even those of you who were attracted to somebody who wasn't the same gender, again, it was like that was your temptation, and you struggled with that. And you know, there were moments of weakness where you really considered, and you know, for some of you, you may have slightly indulged because of this card coming out. You may have indulged that relationship a little bit and let it go to a physical level, but you soon regretted it. And like, if it happened, it only happened one time, and then the guilt and the shame of that is like what allowed you to completely shut yourself off from that twin flame. So you guys were really teaching each other a very interesting lesson of soul growth, and it just trips my mind that we have 999 here. Yeah, you were at the end of a very intense cycle of your soul that had everything to do with spirituality and religion as it's perceived and understood in the physical plane. So you were intense work. So you know, they say Libras are okay being alone. Well, for some Libras out there, the reason why you're okay with that is because you are used to that from many past lives, okay? It's just what you were working on, what you were focusing on. So we're going to pull 3 cards to see what energies from this past life come with you into this life, like karmic energies, for the good or the bad. So we have the Hanged Man, the Indigo, and the Starseed. Oh my goodness, Libra, wow. So is Libra, I'm trying to think, is Libra the 9th sign of the zodiac? Let's see, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra. No, you guys are the 7th. So I was wondering, because all these 9s have come out. But this is crazy that this is what has come out, Libra, as the energy. This here is saying that when it comes to religion, spirituality, being psychic, anything metaphysical that you can imagine, you are the master of that because of this cycle that your soul has been in, okay? Like, you achieved so much. You don't even know what you are underneath that disguise you have as a human body. Like, you don't know what you are. But with this here sitting in front, this is telling me that you guys, this life, for the most part, you are blocked out from all of that spiritual, religious energy. Like I said, many of you are probably very much a free spirit this lifetime. And it's all there. It's all contained within you. But for whatever reason, as you come into this new cycle, you're not working with that energy so much, okay? It's closed off to you. And with the Hanged Man, at some point, that energy does change and it becomes available to you again. But this is like you have intentionally shielded yourself from all of this wisdom that you have obtained, because with Starseed and Indigo, it's like you have a spiritual mission this lifetime, but because of the sacrifice that you've made in the earth plane for a very large amount of incarnations, you enjoy this life for the human experience it is for quite a bit of your life. Like, you deserve that experience for all the work you've put in. But at some point, that you awaken to your true soul self and all that you are, and that becomes the strongest dominating forces in your life. But again, this is more coming through your own thinking of what life is, your own philosophies of spirituality and religion, and, you know, sharing with others in that way. But more so, the energy and vibration of your soul will attract many to you because you're naturally wise about life. You think of things, you know, you think outside of the box, you come up with ideas, you see things, and you know, when you're not emotionally involved, you can see any situation and gauge, you know, where the imbalance of energy is. And you're different, okay? You're different than many others. And some people probably even tell you that you're like out of this world, just with how amazing you are and how wise you can truly be, and just the way you perceive and see the world. But the reason that is because of all of this that you have lived before, and you're not aware of that, not consciously. Like, you have no idea what you are, Libra. And I wanted to see, so we have this love here, this Two of Cups. So I'm going to do this for you guys. I didn't do this for any other sign, but all it shows is that, and then boom, nothing. So, sometimes I am daft and the obvious escapes me. That's why the universe was like, hello, you're missing something here. This, like I said, whoever this love was a religious, spiritual person such as yourself. And in this life, they too spent much of their life blocked from their soul wisdom, but they will awaken, and so will you. And you guys, you know, I feel come together, and you may consciously become aware of your true connection, or there's just something about your connection where if you didn't believe in past lives, you do now, because like I said, you're blocked off from all of this as you come into this life, and it was because you wanted a break. You wanted to enjoy the human experience for all it was, because this life, it wasn't about the human experience for you at all, and many lives prior to that. So your twin flame is a very special energy, just like you, Libra, okay? Just like you. So I'm going to draw just a couple cards on that. Oh, well, I don't need to, because look at what flew out, Union. Yes, my Libra. You are going to connect with this twin flame, and I want you to know that you guys have loved each other for many lifetimes, and you both were working on growing and expanding yourself with the non-physical, living a physical life, but restraining from all the temptations of the physical world. And you both did an amazing job, and now finally in this life you guys are meant to come together in a romantic union and partnership. So my goodness, Libra, you are something very special, and if you needed a confirmation of that, well, this reading certainly gives you the confirmation of that. And you know, if being in love just feels like the most amazing thing in the whole world for you, or you found yourself boy crazy or girl crazy, or you know, if you were into the same sex crazy in your younger years and you just couldn't get enough, well, it's because you spent many lifetimes celibate and following a very straight line, dedicating yourself to, you know, source and your belief in God and what life is really all about, and you just walk the line. But this life is your freedom to be who you truly are, be a free spirit, and connect in a romantic way with your twin flame. And in saying that, that to me is indicating that you and your twin flame are also in a new soul cycle with each other. So now you are going to be learning all about, you know, twin flame love from a romantic point of view. All right, so the whole blueprints of your incarnation of now and to come are completely different from what you were doing. You've completed that. So Libra, I hope that you have enjoyed your past life reading, and you are very special. Just know that, and you are meant to connect and have a beautiful romance with your twin flame this lifetime. Like, you are owed that. That is your reward. So I hope you have enjoyed this reading. Take care.